Energy. It's something we all want more of. Let's look at what causes us to not have energy and some things we can do to help our body produce it naturally rather than slapping a band-aid on the problem. So what causes a lack of energy in our body? There's many things that can play into this. Some of this would include alcohol and drug use. It tears the body apart, but one of the ways that it presents is in a lack of energy. It can also be a side effect of medications, and that can include things like over-the-counter, things that you would grab at the drugstore, like a cough syrup or an allergy medication. But it can also include prescriptions like things for certain disorders or medications that you would be on a consistent basis. Also, physical activity. And this is an interesting one. Too much physical activity can cause a lack of energy, but also not enough. When you don't move the body enough, it's not going to produce the energy that you need to get through the day. Also, sleep, and this presents in the same way as the physical activity. You can have too little, and you can also have too much. So that's a balance that everybody has to work out for themselves. Some people need more sleep, some people need less. Women typically need more sleep than men do. I know I need at least a few hours more than my husband does to make it through the day. He can sleep a lot less and still get up and go. I can't. Also, unhealthy eating habits, things like sugar can deplete energy in the body and tear you down in multiple ways. Adrenal fatigue, when your adrenal glands just have nothing more to give, it makes it that much harder for your body to produce the energy you need. And adrenal glands are meant kind of as a backup to kick in when we don't have energy to give us that boost we need. But the problem is we tend to live in a state of high stress, and our adrenals are constantly in fight or flight mode, and they're trying to kick out what we need to give us that boost, and they just don't have it anymore. And the interesting thing about this psychologically is our mind cannot determine between a perceived threat and an actual threat that would need to send us into that fight or flight mode and then kick out that adrenaline from the adrenals. So even if you are watching a story, maybe in a movie or a television show, and those stories can make you emotional, it's the same kind of thing. Like if you're watching something where there's danger and it scares you or makes you jump, that's kicking those adrenal glands into action. And I thought that was really interesting. Your mind and your adrenals cannot differ between a perceived threat and something that's actually real. So that was really interesting. It can also stem from thyroid issues. I'm not going to get into that because I have not read up on those. I know you can have like an overactive thyroid or an underactive thyroid, the hypo and hyperthyroid, I believe is what they refer to that as. But again, not my wheelhouse, not going to even go there, but I know that's one of the things that can affect your energy. Also, too much caffeine can cause a lack of energy because it's something that you need to limit, I guess would be the word. Kind of have a cap on that for yourself. For me, that cap is 1 cup of coffee in the morning. When I go beyond 1 cup of coffee, I shake really bad. I feel wonky all day, and it's just not good for me. As much as I may want that next cup mentally and would wish that another cup of caffeine would keep me going, it's just not going to help me. So that's something that everybody has to figure out for themselves. Also, dehydration. When we're not hydrated, our body just can't function the way it's supposed to. And like I've told you guys before, this is where I struggle so bad. And as much as I talk about it and try to think about it and do it, it's a battle for me. This is one of my weak points. And then also autoimmune issues. And again, I'm not going to get into the details of those because there are many. I am not a doctor and I have no training or anything or experience with such things. So those are some of the things that can cause us to lack energy. Second, I want us to look at some natural tips that can help our body to produce this energy on its own. So first, focus on your priorities to remove stress from your life. When we're running in too many different directions and trying to do all the things, which I can totally be guilty of, and I know if you're an Enneagram 3, this is something that you may struggle with just in the tilt of your personality, if you want to put it that way. It can be really fun to have multiple projects going at once and you just want to achieve. And I'm an Enneagram 1, but sometimes I can kind of relate in that way. But we do have to stop and look at what is really important and what do I need to let go so that I can focus on that, do it well, and not burn myself out. Also, exercise, getting that heartbeat up, getting to that state of deep breathing. It helps to oxygenate the body, which is going to help you feel more energized. So at least some movement is a good idea. Also, quit smoking. If you do smoke, it tears your body down just like alcohol and drug use would, and it is going to affect your energy. So taking that out of the picture is a good idea. When you eat, you want to eat to fuel your body. We talked about how unhealthy nutrition can be a reason that we would lack energy. So we really need to eat to fuel our bodies. You want to look at things like protein, fiber, and good fats. And for fiber, a great thing for energy is actually an apple. And we are coming into fall, they're everywhere. But just grabbing that apple and eating it by itself is a great way to get some good fiber in your body in a pleasant taste. And there's multiple kinds of apples. Grab the one you prefer. It's probably not as helpful once you bake them. I know that's the popular thing to do. And hey, an apple in some form is better than no apples at all. I will give you that. But when you douse it in sugar and all the things, you're counteracting the benefit that you wanted. So just keep that in mind. Also, hydration. We talked about dehydration. So hydrate. Half your body weight in ounces typically is that kind of general rule for how much you should drink. Then also the thymus tap. So the thymus is located at the center top of your chest, below the collarbone and between the breasts. So you just want to tap that with your fingers just over and over. It doesn't have to be hard. Just continue to tap that area. I'd say for about a minute, something like that. It activates the thymus, and the thymus puts things out into your body that help to raise your energy levels. So that's kind of a really easy thing that you can do no matter where you are. You don't have to have anything on hand. You just have to have your hand and tap that center. That also helps with your immune system as well, because the thymus puts out T cells that play a key role in our immune system. So that's an interesting kind of side note there. Also, get some sun. Vitamin D from the sun helps us with our energy levels. You may supplement vitamin D, and that's great, but vitamin D from the sun is different than anything that you can supplement. So you want to make sure you're getting some of it from the sun. And that's part of why so many of us struggle, especially like in the fall and winter, because if we are out, we're wearing longer sleeves or whatever, and we're not able to synthesize that vitamin D through our skin as much. And then spend time with positive friends. We were made to be around people. And this past year and a half, we've been told, stay away from people, stay away from people, stay away from people. People are not a threat to you. We need them. We need that interaction. We need that physical touch of a hug. If you look at what like a 20-second hug can do for you mentally and physically, it's fascinating. And I don't remember the things like right off the top of my head. So just go do an internet search on that. I prefer the search engine DuckDuckGo because you'll find better results than say on Google or other popular search platforms, but that's just my opinion. And then also deep breathing. Again, getting that oxygen into your blood, especially into your brain, helps wake you up, get you feeling more alert. Third, I want to look at some of my favorite tools for helping support my energy outside of something that I could do like physically or maybe in my lifestyle. So these top two are two that I love so much, and that's our Ningxia Red Supplement, which you have heard me talk about in every video, and also our Ningxia Zing, which I'm not sure I've mentioned before. So Ningxia Red, that wolfberry puree juice with so many other good things in it. Great for energy. One of the girls in our team has told me she takes an ounce in the morning, she takes an ounce later in the day, and it helps her beat that afternoon slump. And then also Ningxia Zing. So this also has our wolfberry in it, but it also has some other great options and a natural source of caffeine. It's 35 milligrams of caffeine, so it's not a crazy amount. It's enough to give you that pick-me-up without like totally crashing your body. And it's infused with black pepper and lime essential oils, which I know sounds kind of odd, but it's kind of like a Sprite fruit punch sort of flavor. It's hard to explain if you've never had it, and it's lightly carbonated. So if you enjoy carbonated beverages, this is great, but it's lightly carbonated. It's not going to mess with your bone density and stuff like a lot of carbonated things can do. Then also our supplement Super B. This is not marketed for energy support per se, but I can tell you on days I don't take it, I notice a difference in my energy levels. So that's one thing that a lot of Young Living members love it for, is that kind of boost that it gives you. Peppermint Essential Oil. I was huffing this on Sunday to keep me alert and moving. It just, when you put a drop in your hands, rub your hands together, cup them over your nose, and just breathe really deep. One, it opens up your airways, which is helpful because you get that oxygen, but it also just perks up your mind. It makes you feel invigorated, just kind of flips a trigger in your brain almost, and in your olfactory senses, that just like, oh, I'm awake now, like, yay, I can keep going. So you can do that as often as you need to. That's super simple. You can even diffuse it, in your office space or wherever you need that pick me up throughout the day. NRG, this is an oil blend. A lot of people will diffuse it. I've used it a few times and put it straight over my adrenal glands. So your adrenal glands are located just above your kidneys. So you can just kind of rub them over, kind of like right below your rib cage and above your hip, kind of in that area on both sides. And you can also do it like on your lower back. So it's a great way to give yourself a boost. And again, you can apply that as often as you need to. Nutmeg Essential Oil is also helpful for supporting the adrenal glands. And if you get the Nutmeg Vitality, you can take it in a capsule to help you. It also is in our Super B supplement. So that's, I think, one of the reasons why I see that for myself. But nutmeg is great, and a lot of people love the smell. We're coming into fall, so that would be a great one to have on hand for its fall like aroma, and just keeping you moving through everything now with kids in sports and school and who knows, whatever else they may have going on, and then all the holidays coming up, just to help keep us moving. And then if you struggle with sleep, if sleep is the reason why you struggle with energy in the day, our supplement Sleep Essence is really helpful. Y'all, this thing stinks like crazy because it has valerian oil in it. But I have taken this supplement, and even when I was pregnant, this thing helped me sleep so much. It's a gel capsule, super easy to swallow. Just don't breathe when you do it. But I do love this supplement on like the times when I just go a few nights where I don't sleep well. I'll pop one, and it usually helps me get to sleep. Even if I don't get to sleep super quickly, it helps me stay asleep throughout the night. And then also, I really like the oil Mastrante. I will put that right on my feet. It kind of smells like something you would put maybe in a meatball or some kind of like Italian soup. It's kind of herby, but it really helps me to sleep. I will put a couple of drops on that on my feet, rub my feet together, maybe put a pair of socks on to kind of keep it on my feet, whatever. But it really helps me to get to sleep and stay asleep. And then if your thyroid is possibly connected to you having an energy depletion, we have a supplement called Thyromin that is formulated for supporting the thyroid, whether you're up or down or whatever you might be dealing with. It just helps to support that natural, proper function of the thyroid. So that's something that you could try and look into. Excuse me. Anything that you try, especially with a supplement, I encourage you to try for 90 days. That's kind of like the cycle that your body needs. I'm really sorry, you guys. My voice is really weird today. But 90 days is kind of the cycle that you need for your body to really, I guess, accept a change that you're making and show you the results from it. So that's just kind of a side note encouragement there. Every week I tell you how to grab whatever we've talked about. So I do not have a specific bundle built for this, but you can scan this QR code or I will put my referral link in the comments, and then you can go add any of these products that we've talked about to your order. Make sure you order it on subscription so that you get that 24% discount. If you order $100 or more, you will automatically get the discount and free shipping. So you can do it either way, but I just always recommend click put on subscription, because one, if you're doing 90 days, then you're going to want it on subscription. It'll order it for you. And then two, if for some reason the website does something goofy and you've put them on subscription, then you will for sure get that 24% discount that you're supposed to get when you order the $100. So anything on subscription, $100 or not, will get you 24%. That guarantees it. And then when you're placing an order and it goes over 100, then you're also supposed to get 24%. So it just kind of gives you that guarantee that the website won't do something goofy. So yeah, follow the QR code or the link, grab what you want, throw it on subscription, fill in your personal info, complete your order. The details to the subscription program are on the screen, along with the details for the loyalty rewards. You guys know how much I love those things. I talk about them every single week. I won't belabor the point, but those free points from the loyalty rewards are my favorite thing, and you can use them to get everything we talked about except for the Ningxia Zinc. That's the only thing on this list that you cannot get with your free points. There are a few exceptions to free points. Ningxia Zinc is one of them, but everything else you can get. So I hope that was helpful for you guys tonight. I hope that your week will be filled with energy. I'm hoping mine will be too. Today was pretty good, so that's a start, right? We'll take it one day at a time. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will chat again next Tuesday night about our toxic world and things that we can do to remove toxins from our life and from our home to live better and healthier. I'll talk to you guys soon.